This project is called Zentangle. The Zen stands for calm, while the tangle stands for overlapping patterns. Zentangle is a type of drawing that calms you down when you're feeling stressed out or gives you some zen. I love doing Zentangle when I'm feeling stressed out about something or when I need something to ground me, because a Zentangle is kind of like a doodle, and when a lot of us are stressed in class or if we're feeling anxious, sometimes we doodle on the side of our notebook or on paper, and that really helps me at least calm down and center myself. So a Zentangle is a really awesome, intricate, detailed design that reduces stress and calms you down. The first step you're going to do is you are going to draw a small dot in each corner of your paper. Now I'm starting with pen, but I really want all of you to start with pencil and then go over it later with pen. That way, if you make any mistakes, you can fix them. Connect each of these 4 dots with a wavy line. The lines here don't matter too much the way they look, so you can have a straight line, you can have a really curvy line, or a subtle wavy line like mine. Remember, do it in pencil first. So now, in this weird squiggly square shape, I'm going to just draw some random curved and straight lines until I have a bunch of different shapes. So starting from any point, I'm just going to start doing some weird overlapping patterns and overlapping lines. Once you have about this many shapes, or a little more or a little less, then you are ready to start your design. So for a Zentangle, inside each one of these different patterns, you are going to draw a very detailed pattern. But the one rule is that none of the patterns can repeat themselves within each different shape. So if I were to start in this shape, for example, I can do any pattern or design that I would like. For this one, I'm going to do some curved lines that just repeat themselves all the way down this shape. In a different shape, I'm going to do a totally different pattern. So the idea is that all of these different shapes, when we are finished, are going to be completely filled with a repeated pattern. So when you're doing yours, you can copy some of the patterns that I'm doing on mine, but I really want to encourage you to come up with your own patterns and designs, so all of your Zentangles look different than mine, because this project is really about what relieves stress for you. And think about a type of drawing that makes you feel calm, that you like to draw, that you feel confident with, because you don't necessarily have to draw what I'm drawing. So now that you have filled in every single shape, it looks like you could be done, but we're not done yet. To make our Zentangle really stand out and look as beautiful as we can, we need to start shading and adding depth to each different section. What I mean by shading and depth is making our picture look more three-dimensional. So what we're going to do is we are going to take our pen and we are going to darken some part of every different section, whether that be every other stripe or some circles in this one. We are going to add some darkness to each and every one. Now before we do that, I just wanted to give you a reminder, If you are in the middle of this and you're stuck because you don't know what pattern to add, or maybe you've realized you've done stripes already, you can't do stripes again, or you've done curved lines already, you can't do them again, you can repeat a pattern as long as it's different. So for example, these two different shapes, they're pretty similar, but I did something different about them. This one has wavy lines and this one has straight lines, but they're both the same type of box shape. So if you're stuck on an idea, do the same thing you've done, but then add something. So now your next step is to add the darkness or the shading to each section. So in this one, for example, I might have every other stripe be shaded in. So I would just go in and darken every other shape. Now this project, it does take a long time and it requires you to be focused. So it might seem frustrating for some people getting the shapes right and getting everything to look how you want, but if you really take your time on this, work slowly and carefully, it can actually help your focus and calm your mind or make you feel more zen, which means more at peace and more calm. I know it does that for me. This is a great time also to cover up mistakes. So say in this project I had a line here or a scribble there that I didn't mean to do. I can choose to darken the places that have any mistakes, so I can just cover them up instead of starting over or erasing. Now I have completed my project and I use my Sharpie and my pen to darken and shade some part of every different shape. I made sure that none of the shapes were left with only pen and that I darkened a piece of every single one to make my Zentangle really stand out. Now you can take a pen and sign your name in the bottom corner and you can be finished. And that is a Zentangle.